The Miami Heat last year completely shocked the whole basketball world, where they made it to the NBA Finals despite being an 8 seed that had to go through the play-in tournament. The Heat last year were torching some of the best teams in the East. They beat the Bucks in 5 games, beat the Knicks in 6 games, and beat the Celtics in 7 games in the conference finals. Jimmy Butler was unstoppable, and their role players were on a whole nother level. The Miami Heat have made 2 NBA Finals and 3 conference finals in the last 4 years. Do you ever just ask yourself, why? How do these underdogs figure it out in the playoffs year after year? Well, I think it's because of this guy, the man himself, Erik Spoelstra, who truly doesn't get enough credit for what he's done with the lack of firepower he's had on his rosters. With that being said, coaching plays a way bigger part in playoff success than most fans realize. And history would back me up here, because championship winning rosters have historically had great coaches. Of the previous 24 NBA championship winning squads from 2000 to 2023, the career average winning percentage that these head coaches have had combined in regular season and postseason basketball is a very impressive 66%. And not only are these coaches really good at winning basketball games, but most of them have lots of experience winning games in the postseason. Did you know that the average playoff experience from championship coaches prior to their ring is 110 games? However, it isn't a set-in-stone requirement to have loads of playoff experience, because 3 head coaches have won without any experience, that being Steve Kerr in 2015, Ty Lue in 2016, and Nick Nurse in 2019. And 8 of the 9 last NBA champions have had coaches that have had less than 100 games of prior experience. And speaking of experience, not only just having playoff games under your belt is important, but having championships under your belt is also very significant. The average head coach prior to getting their ring in a given season has had, on average, 2.67 previous championships, and 15 of the 24 head coaches have had at least 1 prior championship. What does this mean in 2024? Well, based off several of these stats and my own knowledge of the game, I ranked the 20 NBA head coaches on playoff rosters that I believe will be the most effective come crunch time. And at a clear number 1, we have Erik Spoelstra from the Heat. This man has 2 prior championships under his belt, a career winning percentage right around 60%. What the man has achieved with Jimmy Butler rosters deserves way more praise. The guy over the last 4 years has been consistently beating more talented teams than his own. At number 2, I would put Steve Kerr, 4 championships in the last 9 years, a career winning percentage of 66%, plenty of playoff experience. Mike Malone, Rick Carlisle, Tyronn Lue, Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, and Mike Brown, I would all have slightly trailing these 2 coaches. All of these 6 coaches have a championship under their belt, all have been to plenty of playoff games, and all have proven that they're competent enough to lead a championship contending squad. The next level of coaches I have are guys like Tom Thibodeau, Joe Mazzulla, Doc Rivers, and Jason Kidd. These 4 coaches still have everything to prove being a head coach in the NBA. None of them have won a championship, except Doc Rivers 15 years ago, and let's just be honest, all of his choked playoff leads almost canceled that ring out. All of these coaches still need to show us that they can lead a contending team. And the final tier of coaches I have are coaches like Quinn Snyder, Billy Donovan, Darvin Ham, JB Bickerstaff, Chris Finch, Willie Green, Mark from OKC, and Jamal Mosley. All of these coaches, in my opinion, are lower tier playoff coaches that will get overshadowed by the ones above. They either have a lack of experience for me to truly gauge them higher, or just no results with the experience they have. If you're interested in watching more about this topic, go click on the full-length video linked right here.